Hello, Mesh here from Downtime Distraction, bringing you a first look at Switch Galaxy Ultra. So this is developed by Atomic Unlimited. Publisher is Green Man Loaded. So this is coming out in 2 days, on the 21st of November. So it seems that its predecessor would probably be the Wipeout series from the PlayStation. And I think from memory the Wipeout series was inspired by the kind of the F-Zero Super Nintendo type of style game. The reason why I think it's come from that direction is because people involved with it are from the Wipeout series directly. So you've got Darren Douglas, who's the concept artist, and the city design is by the co-creator Jim Bowers. So definitely some people there that were involved in the Wipeout series. What I've done already is I've gone through the tutorial because actually the tutorial is pretty painful and obnoxious voice acting, unfortunately, but I'll turn it off when we go through here. From looking around, we've got the main storyline and the main 55 challenging levels and the survival mode. I'll go into the survival mode at the end because that seems to be the one I prefer. Achievements just sends you to Steam, and you got all the comics. I believe all the comics that you get in the storyline, you can go through them there as well. So with that, let's jump in and see how it plays. Okay, so this is the map screen. You have 5 pages of comic just before you get to the screen, so it's interesting little story there if you want to follow along with it. So I've disabled the tutorials, so we don't have the obnoxious voices so much. We still will get them, but not as much. So what else we have is the shipyard. So in here, as you can see, you've got 6 ships, and you unlock them as you go along and get through different levels. And you have a couple of things. So you've got the upgrades. So obviously boost, increase acceleration, switch lanes faster with dexterity, density, reduce the effect of hitting barriers so it doesn't slow down as much, and that reduces the effect of the siphon ship. So what else we got? We have different colours. So you earn. This isn't that you earn all these credits in game. This is there's no, well, that I'm aware of, there is no microtransaction currency, which is always positive. So let's jump into a game here. Okay, so what this screen is here is, as you earn credits, you have the ability to upgrade and actually unlock the information on the right here. So you got red berries, green berries, blue berries, yellow berries. So if you choose to do that, you see what percentage the berries are. The berries are interesting. I'll just do this first level, and then I'll jump to a level with berries so you can see it a bit more. So aesthetically, I think it's a nice design. It's quite, because the initial levels are quite simple, but still the ships are definitely cool, and the general background look is quite nice. It's of a good quality. Only downside I found so far, graphically, was I was not able to change the graphics options in game. I had to edit the config ini to actually change that. But this is a couple days before release, so maybe they'll patch that, or maybe I was just unlucky, and I couldn't do that. But yeah, I was trying to. You could change the option, but you couldn't save it and go back. And it seems I seem to have a little. Whilst I'm using a controller, I'm still getting options for keyboards popping up. It's not ideal, but it still works. The controller works very well. The only thing is the sensitivity on the joystick. Maybe it's my joystick, but I'm using on the game controller. I'm using the actual arrow pad instead of the joystick, because the joystick seemed to be too sensitive. You'd go one way, then you fly back the other way. So with the arrow, you can actually hit it once and you move that direction. So as you see in this screen, I have earned Tantalum, 10 out of 10, and I have 200 credits. So that Tantalum, I think that's how you say it, is what you unlock the next level with. So if this next level here, let's have a look. So you need 1 Tantalum to get to it, and I have 10, so I can get to it. So I will go through some more basic levels till I get to a level with barriers, and I'll show you exactly what the gameplay's like. Okay, so here, as you can see, I've paid for 100 credits to get the upgrade to see what is in this level, and you have 100% red barriers. So therefore, I will swap over to the barrier pass, and you see here, you have the different colours: yellow, green, red, blue. So I'll purchase a couple of these ones. And you see the information down the bottom says pass through 1 red barrier. So there's parts in the game where you'll have all lanes taken up with a certain colour barrier, or a mixture of some. So if you have one of these barrier passes, you can fly through it, and it doesn't change your speed, but you will use one of these barrier passes. So I will start this match and I'll just show you. See in the top middle of the screen there, on that bar, you can see there's 2 red lines. So I can go straight through this red barrier, and it takes 1 away, but it didn't slow me down. So that's the purpose of that. That's primarily one of the main features of this game, is the barrier system, because later on you can pick up upgrades that let you go through maybe 3 or 4 in a row, and you have to choose the right one to go through the right colour. So there's a lot of different options going forward to choose from. You know, you got to go the right way, you got to get the right colour, go through the right colour barriers, and also there's a side of it too where you can choose to see these things are picking up. It's credits, and a lot of the time you'll get the option of, should I pick up credits on the left lane, or should I go right lane and get the speed boost? I guess it depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to go into credits, obviously you go to credits, but if you're trying to beat the right time, you want to get the speed. Okay, so I just finished this new level here, and this was the city level. Every city level that you complete gives you, if you get the bonus, you get a whole lot of credits. I think over 1,000 credits, and you unlock a new ship too. So let's have a look at the ship I just unlocked. So this was the original one, the Evolvo, and this is the new one, the Andraste, I believe that's how you say it. So the difference between them, I guess obviously there's a visual difference, but with the upgrades, so with the original one, if you go to the upgrade tab, you see you have 1 bar in each, apart from the shield. And if you go back to this, if we go into the Andraste and go to the upgrades, you have more. So I don't think they're handled differently. You just, the newer the ship, I guess each different ship, you have more options to increase them. So we've got a bit of credit here, so let's give a bit of boost, bit of density to remove the barrier issue. Not sure what the siphon ship is about. Dexterity is always good, and keep some, I'll just do one more, keep some money back for the barrier unlocks. Okay, lots of red barriers, and I have no credits. I spent it all on the ship modifications. It's tricky trying to use my boost in that situation. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people that get very good at this game. It reminds me of lots of games from an arcade where you just watch and, you know, sit back in amazement at the speed that they're doing it. Yeah, so I guess it's, for me, aesthetically, I like the look of the game. I think the ship looks really cool. Could have had a bit more, you know, I guess we could be flying through a city and have a bit more stuff going around. But, you know, sometimes a minimalist approach is alright. Sound, I said the music initially I didn't like it. but now because the level's getting harder, I think it might be helping me concentrate. It doesn't help when I'm trying to talk at the same time. Oh. Holy. Not talking. Concentrate. No. And when you smash into them, you lose all your power up as well. Only downside for the sound, I think, is, well, the voice acting. I don't think that's pretty awful and obnoxious. But also the sound of the spaceship or aircraft, what do you want to call it? I think it sounds like a vacuum. I think they could have got it so it sounded a bit better. Obviously that was the sound they were going for. Not what I would have chosen, but that wasn't too bad. Done that one better, but it was not too bad. Okay, so that's, yeah, so by the look of it, this is going to be 55 levels of the same thing. Getting very difficult. I mean, this is what level I'm at to, 6 or 7, and that's getting pretty hard already. So yeah, this is the survival, which I think would have been the perfect opportunity to put a scoreboard in this game, to have your friends all on the scoreboard and trying to compete against them. So what it is it's just basically the same as the other levels, but this is just going to continue forever until I touch anything, and then it's game over. One life and I'm dead. Just a bit bland initially because it's so easy. I'm looking around and there's not much to look at. I think they could have put a bit more detail and stuff like that, but you know, I think they were going for the approach of it's going to be so quiet, you. Yeah, I think it's more don't want to distract you with flashing lights around you, but you know, in a time like this, it would be nice. So it starts off a bit slowly. You gotta with this one, I'm getting to the habit now of trying to look ahead more than I'm looking at what my ship's actually doing, which is probably how the best way to do it. So just planning my route and with my peripheral vision actually selecting the lane. Oh, so there's a power up here, so you can hit whatever you want with this power up.
I intend to.
Power up. Power up. Whew. Oh no, now there's some more vehicles around. Uh-oh. There's a whole lot of vehicles coming up. Power up. Power up. Phew. This is going to be tricky when it comes back. That was alright. So yeah, that was the survival mode. I think there's a bit of life in this. Yeah, just a bit of a recap before I finish up. So I think the game is fun, and it's definitely going to appeal to a bunch of people. Type of people that are into reaction games, completionists that want to do an entire level without touching a single thing. There's the comic side of things as well. So there's all this, you know, 7, 8, I think each of these are about 3 or 4 pages long. A good story. The artwork's really nice. Very talented artist there. And it was Darren Douglas, I believe, that did the artwork in that. So it's very, very good. But yeah, I guess the downside, the options menu it was quite buggy for me. The controller works well, but it seems to still want you to use the keyboard, and it doesn't advertise the right buttons for the controller, which would be nice to get that sorted. Scoreboard for survival mode especially, would be nice to be able to show your mates how good you are. Initially it starts off a little slow. The first 3 or 4 levels seem to be real bland, and it doesn't put you off, but you kind of just want to get into it, and it's a bit slow to start in the obnoxious tutorial. But apart from that, I think it's a good game. Definitely going to appeal to that bunch of people that I mentioned previously. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll put a link in the description below to the game on Steam, and so keep your eye out. It's coming out on the 21st. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe.